I look at that phone post-it yellow.
Good morning, everybody.
I can't even listen to myself.
Wake up. Wake up, wake up. In Provincetown. This week featuring Wake up, wake up. Can I have some coffee? Wake up, wake up. Make it strong, please. Hey. Oh. Hey. Wake up, wake up. No, really, can I have some coffee? Wake up, wake up.
Good morning, everybody. It is Friday, August 27th, 2021. Thank you for waking up in Provincetown with us. We have to start our show by... What are you laughing
By
at?
giggling at us, apparently.
No, in all seriousness, the Wake Up family would like to offer our deepest and most sincere condolences to the Packard family. We love you guys. How was your week?
It was wild.
Wild how?
It's just August and everything's still bananas. And I'm ready for it not to be, you know?
On top of it all, it was extra, extra hot this week.
Yeah. Yesterday I worked and it was too fucking much.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you sweating the whole time?
Yeah, I mean, the Red Inn isn't air conditioned. It is extremely breezy. There's tons of windows and fans, but yes, usually that's plenty, but yesterday it was simply not. And I got extremely frustrated by that.
Were you mean to guests?
No,
Were
mean
you
to
mean
my
to
coworkers.
coworkers? That's more to the
No.
point.
I wasn't mean to coworkers, I was mean around coworkers.
At them.
No.
You sure?
Yeah,
I'll double check today.
we'll see. Right. No, but it was, I'm gonna say something that maybe is controversial.
Say it loud.
I feel like people are gonna be annoyed by this, but like, we're still in the mask mandate. Initially, when the mask mandate got put in place, they said that once we reached a level in which we were under 3% for 5 consecutive days, the mask mandate would go away. We did that this past weekend, and the mask mandate did not go away, which I kind of understand. Things are getting scarier, not scarier, but less unscary. Like, when we were all vaccinated, we were all told it was going to be great and everything was going to be fine. Obviously, we know that's not true anymore with the breakthrough cluster that we had here in town and what's happening all over the country and the world. Luckily, we live in a community that's highly vaccinated, so I feel safe in that. But obviously, you can't rely on everyone being vaccinated. States where they have extremely low vaccination rates, it's pretty horrific and tragic.
It's bleak in Texas right now.
Right, Texas, Florida, the middle. But it was, I think the reason I got so frustrated is because I'm wearing a mask, doing extremely physical work. I look around and there's 100, 150, however many people in the Red Inn. The only people wearing masks among those people are me, who's busting my ass, working really hard, and the 5 to 10 other people working their ass off. And it just, I was like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? I'm surrounded by 20 people at my bar, all not wearing masks. Every single person at a table is not wearing a mask, and I'm just the one person protecting all those people from me. It just feels frustrating. Obviously, entirely willing to adhere to the mandate, but frustrated nonetheless.
I think the mask mandate was extended indefinitely. Is that the word that they chose?
Yeah, which
I think means until after Labor Day or until after we see whether or not there is a carnival outbreak.
Right.
Which we'll know in about a week, which is right when Labor Day is anyway, right?
I think it's going to be even more frustrating if there isn't an uptick after carnival.
Right.
But we'll see.
No,
I mean,
yeah.
It's hard to take our mask mandate away while so many other places are implementing mask mandates.
Right.
They implemented one yesterday in Boston. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, masks work. And if by chance there isn't an outbreak due to carnival, it will be because we had the mask mandate in place, which we didn't have on 4th of July and Bear Week, which is why we had that outbreak, right? Is that safe to say?
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, as much as I hate it and it sucks and I can't wait for it to be over, and I do wish we were allowed to have dropped it last week. Like on Monday when we thought we were all going to go back to being mask free, I kind of understand why they're pushing it through Labor Day. If they keep it through all of September, I'm gonna flip this table. It's already like rocky. I could do it with one finger right now, but you know, I get it. We're trying to do what's safe and what's smart, and it sucks for those of us that are working with the public.
Totally. I feel like the biggest thing that kind of had to stop the spread was like nightclubs and things, but obviously they couldn't just say no nightclubs because that feels like prejudicial and punitive. But so now I feel like I have to wear a mask. I have to be the only person wearing a mask in a room of 100 people so that it doesn't seem punitive, which seems punitive to me.
It's punitive to you instead of to nightclubs.
Yeah. But like, let's all keep each other safe.
We'll muddle through somehow.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah. Are all the comments people screaming at me?
You've been canceled.
He's canceled. Who wants to sit here next week?
Oh my God.
Eric? How was trivia on Monday for you?
Trivia was wicked cute. We kind of had to speed through it because there was, I opened my phone at one point when we were halfway through and there were like 25 minutes and downpour. So we just had to race through the rest of it, which was kind of fun. But it's nice to have little breaks to refill your beer, walk around, use the bathroom, which we had to just blow right through. My category was monsters, myths, and legends, and through researching that round, I got tons of ideas for next year's carnival costume.
Have you narrowed it down to like 5 costume ideas?
Sexy chupacabra, sexy Loch Ness monster,
Okay.
sexy Bigfoot. Yeah.
There's a theme.
Well, yeah, it's carnival.
No, I thought Monday was great. Monday was super fun.
What was your round?
What did I do? Storms or stormy weather.
Oh, right, because...
And I thought it was really doable. And after your round, they were like, God, Harrison's round was so hard. And then after my round, they were like, God, Harrison's round was so easy. And I was like, you guys, I'm sorry.
Right.
But it's like, it's so hard to please people when you're writing questions because you're like, is this hard enough? Is it too hard? Who can say?
People complain when it's too easy, they complain when it's too hard, but that's a very narrow sliver to hit.
Yeah, I thought it was fun for all.
But speaking of stormy weather, this past weekend, leading into the weekend, there was such a hubbub about Henri. It didn't quite hit Provincetown. There was some kind of treacherous weather in the early morning hours, but other than that, it kind of cleared up, and we even got a little bit of sun on Sunday. A lot of people were talking about how, like, kind of poking fun at the fact that it wasn't as bad as they thought, but there were tons of places over New England, Connecticut, New York that got hit pretty badly.
yeah.
And I just wish people wouldn't. I know it's so easy to be like we will rebuild and post a picture of like a patio chair turned over, but like there are people whose houses flooded and who had to wade through 2 feet of water to get home on the subway. So it's like maybe we should all have a little bit more compassion and think before we post.
Absolutely, that's true of all times. But last Saturday, in a single hour, New York got more rain in 1 hour than they ever have in recorded history.
Right.
And that's where you saw videos of the rain cascading down the stairs into the subway, and I'm like, I'm so glad I'm not there right now.
Yeah.
And
Friends of
we did
mine
get
were
lucky.
posting.
We escaped unscathed, and I count us very lucky. And last Sunday, the day that we thought it was going to be bad, was Clay's birthday.
Oh,
and
cute.
Clay was like, pool party for my birthday, and I was like, in the middle of a hurricane?
Fun.
And like they knew something I didn't know. You know, they were like, that's not going to happen, and we're lucky that it didn't happen. Hi guys.
Hey.
You know what I did last Sunday?
What?
Finally, I got to see the Mike and Cherie Whitney Houston show.
How was it?
So good, and because they keep selling out, they're going to extend it till the end of September.
As they should.
So you can go hear Cherie sing the music of Whitney Houston every Sunday night at 7 until the end of September. They'll probably extend it again. It's so good. I cried 3 distinct times. Like, do you ever go to a singing show and the person is just so good that you're just crying?
Totally.
They're interpreting a song that you know so well in a new way, and you're just like, I never heard it that way, and I just love them. It was magical. It was beautiful. It was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then yesterday, yesterday was my day off. We have a little 1-minute video to show you later of a Thursday in August on the beach, and it was just, I know how hot it was for you. I was gonna send you this video, but then I was like, he's probably sweating to death and he'll hate this.
Yeah.
Like when I was live tweeting the town hall concert at you,
That was so much fun.
and you were like, I'm at work. Why do I have to look at Crystal Waters on my phone?
Right.
I thought you wanted that.
No, it was great. It was great. But so many shows are coming to a close shortly. People are heading out of town after their run, so make sure to grab tickets to shows that you haven't seen that you're dying to see. Things are closing Labor Day. We're lucky to have Mike and Cherie's show, The Whitney Show, extended, but not all shows are extending, so be sure to scoop up tickets to your favorite artist before they leave town.
Yeah, speaking of things that are ending soon, the Beachcomber is closing. Actually, they extended their season till the first week of October.
No way. They
normally
never do that.
Right, because of the pandemic, and they had to start late, and so they're giving us an extra month. Right at Labor Day, they're going to stop doing Tuesday and Wednesday, but they're going to stay open for lunch for the following month after that, 11:30 to 5.
I wonder if they'll stay busy. I feel like
think
they will.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, totally. It's so hard to get in there, man. I told
Yeah.
you. I had to use that secret password 2 weeks ago.
The only time I've ever went, I went with Trevor, and we just like kind of walked right in. It was weird.
What time did you go? Like right at the beginning?
No, I think it was later. I think it was like 3:30 or 4.
Well, that's after the first wave that is starting to leave and stuff. But last night, after laying out on the beach all day, because we were at the beach between the Red Inn and the Provincetown Inn pool, I was like, let me go into the Red Inn and have a drink and say hi to everybody. And I ran into Jonathan and Paolo.
So cute.
One of those like magical Piton moments where you go to have a drink and you see people that you love and you have a drink together. And then I finally got to go to Helltown Kitchen for dinner.
No way. How was it?
It was, I don't want to make it even harder to get in there because it's a small place, but it was so good. And it gave me like Edwige at night vibes.
Oh,
Like,
cute.
remember how fun that room was? Like, you'd go in and like the music was good. All of the waiters were like super hot, which, doesn't hurt.
Were you a waiter there at that time, Bob?
I'm talking about last night specifically, but yes. No, and like the food was great. There was a coconut curry cod dish it's
Oh,
probably my
wow.
favorite fish dish that I've had this summer.
I just like love coconut curry.
And they don't shy away from spice. There's like a sauteed shrimp and garlic chili oil appetizer
Yum.
with more chili peppers than I've seen in a dish in Provincetown ever. And I was like, that is the real deal.
Cute.
It was so good. The service was great. The drinks were great. Awesome time. And then I got to go see Miss Richfield 1981.
Jealous. How was it?
She, my Mount Rushmore of Provincetown shows that you have to see every summer.
Ooh.
So I finally saw Varla, Dina, Richfield, Showgirls with Ryan, which I won, if you guys remember. So I got to see all 4 of my divas this summer, and Richfield was the crowning achievement, last one. Her show is called 40 Years on the Crown because she's Miss Richfield 1981.
Oh, cute.
So this is her 40th anniversary of winning that title. And it was just so funny. It was great. It was amazing. I love her. I love the show. So I had like this perfect day off while you were suffering and struggling and complaining and being bitchy to everyone at work.
Who, me?
I don't want to rub that in because that's going to be me today.
Yeah.
It's just as hot today as yesterday.
But it'll be us tomorrow.
Is it just as hot today?
I think it's less. Yesterday it was like, when I left my house, my thermometer read 91.
91.
Yeah.
Oh, yuck.
But I think today is high of 80. Let's do weather.
I'm going to look at the weather right now. Looks like today is going to be 80 and
Yeah.
mostly sunny. 80's not as bad as 91.
Not even close.
And tomorrow, while we're working together, just 71. That sounds positively delightful.
Partly cloudy. Through the weekend, it's going to be pretty temperate. Still warm, still beachy, partly cloudy. High 60s, low 70s, which sounds magical and perfect.
And you know what we're getting this weekend? My favorite thing, high tide happy hour. High tide today is at 3:41 p.m., which means that it's going to be high tide during happy hour for the rest of the weekend. Come and say hi to us.
Yeah, yesterday at the Red Inn, there was a moment where this happens every once in a while where like a weird wave comes into the bay. I don't know if it's from a boat going by, but all of a sudden it's completely still, and all of a sudden one big wave slaps against the deck and it sprays up at everyone,
that's
and everyone
fun.
shrieks a little.
I think that's a wake from a boat, probably.
Yeah.
No, so perfect. Come visit us this weekend. Happy hour is 2 to 4:30 every day.
Yeah. Me and Bob will be there together tomorrow. Bob will be there today with Johnny. I'll be there on Sunday with Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a different pair every day of the week now.
Yeah, it's cute.
No, I like it.
Yeah. Did you watch American Horror Story?
Jonathan, did I watch American Horror Story last night? Did you?
Yes.
He has
What-
a similar opinion as to yours.
Listen, if you've ever watched the movie The Shining and thought all that's missing is vampires and drug addicts, you're in luck. That's what it was like, right?
Yeah.
It was like, I'm going to this cold, desolate winter place because I'm a writer and I'm going to write. And then like a vampire appeared. I only watched the first one. So 2 are out, and everybody that I know was like, oh, the second one's better than the first one. If you think the first one makes the town look bad. And it doesn't make the town look bad. It's just, in the way that Hightown focused on a lot of negative aspects of our town and our society, this show kind of does the same thing. Like if I hear, heroin addict and like, Sarah Paulson's some like cracked out townie who will do anything for a bag of Coke, I'm like, does she have to be that?
Yeah.
Like, is that Is that the representation that we need and want right now? I mean, if
They don't have like cool, well-to-do morning talk show hosts in it?
listen,
That'll also do anything for a bag of
I'll do anything for a Diet Coke. No, it's very on brand. It's great that they shot it here, and I think if Ryan Murphy's goal was to make less people want to come here, then that's probably going to happen. Like, oh, everybody there's a hot mess and a gross addict. You know, if I were to write a show about Provincetown that were on Premiere Cable, it would be like sunny and happy, and then I think people would want to come more.
Yeah,
And you know,
which would be good.
yeah, that's the pilot that I'm submitting this fall is the sunny, happy Provincetown show that I
Work.
always wanted to see.
Let's do that.
And it is reality. There are people with problems here and addiction.
As there are everywhere.
Right, but it's like, why do we have to hammer this home every time Provincetown is represented in the media?
Yeah, and also, I didn't watch it, but from a few people I talked to, there's like sex workers in it, and I don't think there are sex workers here in Provincetown as there are everywhere, and I don't think they portrayed them in the way that not that I've experienced sex workers, but the sex workers that I do know in town are not like offering people blowjobs for $20 at restaurants. Like that's not.
Yeah, spoiler alert, Macaulay Culkin plays a sex worker, and you know, the Muse is the only restaurant open in the winter, so the lead character, played by Finn Whitrock, is sitting at the bar at the Muse. Macaulay Culkin sidles up, no one else at the bar, and he's like, I'm a sex worker, I will pay you to suck your dick. And I'm like, I mean, is that what happens at the coffee house on Mondays in the winter at the Muse?
I don't think so.
I mean, the most realistic part of it was people singing at the Muse in the middle of the winter.
Cute.
Like, that does happen.
Yeah.
That was real. It's not usually Francis Conroy and Evan Peters, but sometimes it is. I'm gonna keep watching it, obviously, of course.
Yeah.
I want to give it a chance.
And also, we know what it is. It's American Horror Story, and as much as I kind of understand why Ryan Murphy often does like kind of like shocking queer stories because of the people who do watch his show, as a queer person, I feel like I don't need that.
Right.
But I guess there are still people who need to be shocked a little.
And also, you have to bear in mind when you're watching something, this isn't for me. It's not for the 2,000 people that live here.
Right.
It's for the millions of people that love his work, who are like, oh, that's where he lives now.
I just feel like this is the summer of bad press for P-Town.
Such bad press.
Whatever. But in what seemingly might be an apology tour, the American Horror Story is doing pop-ups all next week. I think it's Wednesday through Saturday. It's Night Bites Bakery with American Horror Story. It's I think it's from like 7:30 to 10:30. If you go to the website, you have to like get tickets, but it is free. But you just kind of have to reserve a slot. I think they just don't want it to be utter chaos. I just bought some or acquired some for me for Friday night. I think the first 2 nights are entirely sold out. There's a few spots, so check it out.
Where is it? What is it? Tell us all about it.
It looks like it's a food truck situation.
Do you know where they put it?
They're
Yes,
kind.
it's right next to the new park in the East End.
Right next to the new park in the East End.
Cute.
Lana's old parking lot.
Okay. Like near Angel Foods, kind of.
Yeah, they seem like they're kind of being a little mum about exactly what it is.
You have to go to see. Oh, fun. Yeah, the website is
Yeah,
super
it's cute,
on
and
brand.
they're doing it in New York, LA, and P-Town, which I think is very cute since we're
401 Commercial Street from 9-1 to 9-4.
yeah. I think our guest from last week, Olivia Lux, is coming into town to be a part of this event.
Oh, awesome.
I think, I'm not positive. I think that's what I got from her Instagram story. This was the event that got pushed back, which pushed back her trip, which is why she was virtual. Yeah.
Speaking of Olivia Lux, how's Drag Race All-Stars going?
So last week's episode, which I didn't get to watch before the show, so I couldn't really talk about it, was a lip sync extravaganza in which all the eliminated queens lip synced against each other, basically in it's almost like double elimination style. They get eliminated. The girl who went home first, then the next week, that girl who went home second, they lip synced against, and the winner lip synced against the girl next week, and then so on and so forth. It was kind of the shining moment for Silky Nutmeg Ganache, which I'm so.
That name just makes me laugh.
I know. Which I'm so happy happened because she she was on season 12, 10, 9, I don't know. She was on season 11.
Recent.
She was on season 11, yeah. And people did not like her. She kind of took up all the space when it came to personality, and it kind of rubbed people the wrong way, and she took a lot of flack for it. And coming back, she felt very subdued. And on the episode she left, she kind of had this tearful moment where she's like, I don't know what to do. She's like, I got eaten alive for being myself, so I feel like I just can't do anything. And it was, I think a lot of people can relate to that, where people tell you you're too much. People tell you to reel it in, and then you kind of don't know how to do it. And I feel like Jan kind of had that experience on this season of All Stars, but Silky really had a shining moment. She gave us some really incredible lip syncs last week. I won't, if you haven't watched this episode, I won't spoil who came back, but I will say that there is a top 4, and I'm going to tell you the people that I think I would love to see win. So this is a bit of a spoiler, but I don't think it much of a spoiler. I think it would be incredible for Ginger Minj to win. She is one of those people who's now been on 3 seasons of Drag Race and literally has never been bad.
Right.
Every single thing she's ever done. She made it to the top 3 in season 7, and then on All Stars 2, which is the most talented stacked season ever, she went home in an episode where it was like literally no one did bad. We had to be like, you did one step wrong, so you're in the bottom. And I think it would be great if she won, but I am gonna have to say that I'm Team Sonique.
You are.
Yeah, I think the growth that she made, she was on season 2 or 3 and did not have a good showing. She's grown so much. She was good in everything in the season. She had such a great attitude. She had such a good energy on the show. She would be the first trans woman to win Drag Race, which I think would be truly incredible, and she's so deserving of being in the All Stars Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, next Thursday.
Can we talk for a second about something that's coming up this week?
Yeah.
Actually, this weekend, tomorrow and Sunday, the 20th and 29th, there is a free film series sponsored by the Provincetown Film Society and Christine Barker to show films at Macmillan Pier.
Cute.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So go catch a movie this weekend.
Like projector situation?
Sounds like, yeah.
Is it in that building at the end of the Macmillan Pier?
No.
No.
It's outside.
Oh, great. We love that.
Which is, you know, COVID compliant and safe.
Yeah, and I'm sure it'll be windy, so it'll definitely be COVID compliant.
Just Google Provincetown Film Society if you want to see what's playing there, but it's free. Go catch a movie on the pier. That sounds really fun and beautiful. What else is happening this weekend?
We talked about it last week. OnlyFans announced last week that they were removing all not adult content, all sexually explicit content. So not necessarily adult content and nudity, but like sexually
Porn,
explicit
sex
content.
acts.
Right.
Which is the whole point of OnlyFans, honestly.
Yeah, functionally the only point.
Yeah.
But they announced this week that they were not going to do that anymore. I think they just saw everyone mad at them and saw their entire platform going away because that's what their entire platform is. In the same way, same thing happened to Tumblr. They removed all adult content from Tumblr and it literally fell apart.
So does Tumblr have porn back?
Yeah, always has. Mine.
It never went away.
It got more boring, but still there. It was one of those things where they took off all the porn and then let it all come back.
Oh, dumb.
Yeah.
People need their porn.
Right.
People want their porn. People want to make their porn. A lot of people are making a living on OnlyFans.
Oh, yeah.
You know a couple, don't you? I know
Oh,
a
totally.
couple. Yeah.
Living in the queer community, and especially Provincetown, you know people. Yeah. And I think it's great that people, I mean, there are other sites and platforms that kind of stepped up and were like, we're never going to do this to you, please come to us. And I hope that shift still happens. But obviously I know people have a lot of followings on OnlyFans, so that'll probably stay. But I'm happy to see that they backtracked. They probably watched our show and saw our outrage, so they backtracked.
You didn't make it to that record release party at the Old Colony, did you?
No.
Ryan Landry's band, The Vamps.
That's so cool.
They put their record out. They recorded it over the winter. They mastered it. They released it. They had a party at the OC the other night where they played the record for everybody.
Cute.
I didn't get to, I got out of work and I made it to the last 5 minutes of the party, and Ryan was like, we already played all the music. And I was like, but I raced over. Like, I just got out of work.
What night was that?
Wednesday? Wednesday, right?
Cute.
Yeah, super fun.
Also this week, did we end up getting that video clip or picture? No.
They don't know what you're talking about.
Great. But congratulations to Mama Lee. Jimmy Lee Curtis had a really incredible event at the Commons this past week. It was a fashion show and it featured so many incredible people from around town. I didn't get a chance to go because I was working that night, but I was so happy to see all the incredible pictures, all the incredible clothes, all the incredible looks, and it really seemed like one of those really magical community events. Kaya Cristal performed. It just felt like really incredible queer community energy. Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that pirate thing?
The Pirate Festival?
Yeah.
No. That was on NBC. You can check it out on NBC. This past Wednesday night, I did go to a friend's party, and it was really cute. It also felt very P-Town. The theme of the party was called Sex and the Ziti. And it's just they make a bunch of baked ziti, and then we all like hang out outside their apartment, and we all eat ziti before going out to the rest of our night. It was really cute.
Was there sex involved too?
No, no. They just wanted a ziti pun.
Oh.
It was very fashionable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was ziti and cosmos. It was cute. It was fun.
Ah, the Cosmos make it Sex and the ZD.
Oh right, I didn't connect that. It was cute.
Good.
Yeah. Queer worldwide news. We talked about Jojo Siwa coming out as a member of the queer community probably about a year ago, but she actually joined. She just announced that she would be joining the next cast of Dancing with the Stars as the first person to have a same-sex dance partner.
They're doing that on Dancing with the
Yeah.
Stars? That's great.
So she is going to have her dance partner is going to be a woman. Super cool, super exciting, but also super unfair. She's a professional dancer.
Right.
I love when they do that, where they're like, this ice skater is going to try to dance. I'm like, they're going to be good at it.
Right.
And then they have other people like Rob Kardashian.
You know, they're like, here's an old tennis player versus Jennifer Lopez.
Right.
And it's like, oh, come on, you guys.
But that's exciting. Yeah. Anything else?
No, but the video that we have to show you while we change the set, it is a beach video. And, you know, I always want Harrison to make a Wednesday beach video, but because he's always at a boy beach orgy, he can't be filming that. So this is very G-rated compared to what you might see if Harrison were to submit a beach video.
I'll make a video and put it on OnlyFans.
Oh boy, now we're talking. So this is what yesterday was like at the little beach next to the Red Inn.
Cute. That looked like so much fun.
It was so relaxing and peaceful out there. I wish you could have been there.
Yeah.
I mean, you were like 50 yards away.
Shaking 100 cocktails a minute.
Inside of a hot box.
Yeah.
Please welcome to our show Jen Bradley and Michael Stuetz. You guys, thank you so much for making some time to come here this morning.
You're
Of
welcome.
course.
You look well.
Thank you.
He stole my bronzer though.
So can you tell us a little bit about your personal connection to Provincetown, when you got here, how you came about to be here?
I came. Let me talk first.
Field all questions to her.
Yeah, because he's not going to let me talk. I came in 1993, 93, 94 in the summer. I was at Mass College of Art, and the summers I would model for classes because I couldn't really afford to take the classes. So I would figure model and learned how to. I was drawing a lot then, but I was trying to figure out like what everyone was doing, all the different artists, and. What? Working the streets. No, I wasn't working the streets. And then in 95, I lived here full time.
And you've
For
been
about
here
10
full
years.
time ever since?
No, I go back and forth. Boston, Provincetown. Like I do about 10 years, back and forth. Or 3, 4.
What about you? What's your story?
How I got here?
Yeah.
I biked up. My father, this is pre-cell phone and all that kind of stuff. My dad threw all our bikes in the back of the van. He drove up. dropped us off like on the border of Massachusetts and Connecticut, or Rhode Island and
know that.
yeah, and Massachusetts, and then we biked the entire Cape. We went to the islands. When we got here, all we had was like, $5 and a lid of grass. So it was like we got here, we stayed at the hostel in Truro, then we came into town, we went to the old colony, and we had like $4 back then. You could buy a Budweiser. We put on, sitting on the dock of the bay, on the jukebox, and then we were like, we need to get jobs to get home. So we all got dishwashing jobs for like $7 an hour, cash. We were like, we're rich.
Yeah, see, I was way
And
more
then
nerdy.
That was it.
sounds like
And then that was it.
I
we
was way more
we lived
nerdy.
at the youth hostel, up the road by the high school.
Full disclosure, I met Michael before I ever met Peter.
Interesting.
So like this is one of my oldest friends
But
in
let's
town.
not tell that story.
Okay.
Then, I mean, it was a tawdry night.
Yeah, it was a there have been many tawdry nights in Provincetown for all of us. But
And you
no,
were young and wild back then.
I am
Now
still
you're all
young
like,
and wild.
Kathy Lee, I'm doing a morning show. Okay.
I am still young and wild, Michael Stuetz. So tell us a little bit about the show at the Hawthorne Bar tomorrow.
we're gonna give you
Oh, yeah,
presents.
yeah, we brought gifts.
We love swag.
Dickheads, JB and MJS. I
my
love
God,
it.
But
so
you
cute.
take this question.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we have a history of doing like open studio parties, and so this is kind of like this event on Saturday night is kind of like that, and we make T-shirts, we do all the fun stuff together. So that
But
was
let me interject 1 second. We can't, normally it's like open house. All of town comes. It's really fun, but because obviously what we're going through now, it has to be invite only, whatever. But we're trying to keep the same vibe. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Don't give me that face.
no, he's not gonna let me talk.
Give him that face.
So
I know, we've
where
been together
was I?
2 days now. I'm like, go ahead.
So I was painting on pages of Hustler and like the scenes inside, and he got jealous and was like, "Why are you painting on other photographers' photographs? You should be painting on mine." So
And that's where it started, pretty much.
Yeah.
Speaking of tawdry nights in Provincetown, your photography is ribald, a little racy.
Yeah, a little bit. But I don't know. Like I try to. I love portraiture. I always have. And sometimes it's racy. Sometimes it's not, depending. And I also do landscapes once in a while.
Beauty is the focus.
Yes, beauty's the focus.
But that's what was interesting was that, like, when I would paint on the porn, I would edit out text and kind of make the overall composition really beautiful. And his photographs are already really beautiful, so they were really hard. And they were really hard, these pieces.
Is this your first show like this where you're doing a collaborative effort?
Our normal collaborative is like we just have a party
Right.
and
Which
show.
is
We do
always
an
just
open
a
studio. Yeah, we
Painting
do an
on
open studio.
canvas, and now I'm giving her
Yeah.
an already composed piece of work. So it's a whole new process for her and me as well.
Right.
Yeah, he would be bitching at me because the way I paint is I put things
Paint
in.
faster.
I put things in and take them out because I'm a process painter. And so I'd show him something and he'd be like, "It's done," and it's not done.
You're like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine it's hard to paint over subjects with nudity because you're like, you don't want to feel like you're censoring it, but you also want to make it engaging and interesting. Was that a challenge to kind of figure out where the line of how much you want to cover, how much you don't?
Well,
Yeah.
also, Harrison, what you just brought up, excellent, because I feel like when she paints on my photographs, she leaves an element of my photography there still. So it really is a collaboration, meaning, because she could just cake it on and
Right.
whatever, the whole photo would be lost. So, but we're figuring it out. Like this, when the show that we're doing on Saturday or tomorrow, it's a preview, of a hopefully long-lasting, collaboration that we plan to do.
I think we started in 2011, and then we would meet regularly and just like look at them, and then we'd have to stop, and then deal with life. And then,
Right.
Yeah. It happens.
yeah.
And I know the piece of yours that we have in our house is of a gorilla face. Like you've always, where did that love of gorillas come from?
I started going to the zoo to draw when I was at Mass Art, and I just love drawing from life. And
Yeah.
the gorillas are amazing.
Well, you've like painted with them, drawn with them, everything, right?
No. But
No,
they don't
I
draw.
mean, like you, and didn't you give them paper at one time to
the
paint?
zookeepers do that, yeah. They don't let me in the cage with them.
Oh, of course
Yeah.
not.
Not anymore. No, just kidding.
No, but the zoo's amazing. Like, I go there and there's this one gorilla, Joe, and he saw me like hug another zookeeper, and he like went up to the glass and like slammed it, and it was,
You're his. Yeah.
Aww, that's
no,
so
and then he
sweet.
does have others, but
Right.
That's so cute.
That's sweet. And so where else are you showing? Like, where do you normally show your art in town?
I show at the Schoolhouse Gallery. In fact, that's where we first showed in like 2003.
Yeah, when you and I had our first show, it was 2003, or our first show together. 2003 at the Schoolhouse. It was your work and my work, and then kind of since then, we've been either living together or
You're like an old married couple. I
doing
love it.
stuff together.
At times.
And for people that don't know anything about the Hawthorne Barn, can you tell everybody like
Yeah,
a little
well,
about it?
It was his painting studio and a school for many years, and then the school continued well after his death. Like a lot of my friends who live in town, like their kids went there for art classes over the years. They're all in their like late 20s and 30s now, the kids.
Right.
But like when they were little, and yeah, it's always been a really special space. And then it was like kind of taken over by other people and repurposed, but they still have certain amount of allotted time during the summer where it's still a school. And
Who teaches at it
I
now?
I'm rep in New York by David Cafiro Select, and he's kind of in charge of the whole operation up there. So he's doing us a huge solid, meaning but we're used to now, like we have we call it, what do you call it, a stunt?
Stunt.
It's a stunt. We're doing a stunt. Yeah.
I love it. But if they're still teaching, they're like, who are the teachers now?
Oh, they bring them in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And isn't there like, what is the 27 or 20 summers, 27 summers?
Yeah, that's it. That's
Okay.
what I'm talking about. And I think because of how the space is zoned or whatever historically, I think that's part of it. They have to. I think it's always going to be some type of school on a certain level, which
Right.
is great.
Totally.
Yeah.
Is there a website where people who can't come to the show tomorrow can see some of the artwork that you're displaying?
Yes.
We're gonna set up a link.
Yeah, we're gonna set up a link, and then, if you can't be there because it is a kind of a closed event, people can get in touch with us, and I have a studio out in Truro. They can come for a private showing with, one guest and masked up, and
Great.
if they'd like, yeah, totally.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, you guys.
Thank you.
I wish I didn't have to work tomorrow. I think Peter's going to come and take an early look.
Oh, good.
That's all I wanted.
I know. I guess that's our show. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for waking up in
going.
front. Thank you to our sponsors, the Be Well Cannabis Dispensary, the Adam Howard Metal Workshop at 3 Bradford Street, the Red Inn, Cafe Heaven.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Of course. I love
Really
you
excited
guys.
to see the
It's good
stuff you
see
made together.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
We'll see y'all next time. Thanks for waking up in Provincetown.
Wherever you are.
Bye.
Kathy Lee. You called me Kathy Lee.
Good morning, everybody.
Who would you rather be, Kelly Ripa?
No, I am Kathy.